India and Pakistan, two nations born from the same land, divided by history, ideology, and blood. Since 1947, their relationship has been marred by wars, betrayals, and uneasy truces. Today, we unravel the full history of the India-Pakistan wars and conflicts from 1947 to 1999, a tale of rivalry, resilience, and a relentless quest for peace. India versus Pakistan, the full history of their wars and conflicts, 1947 to 1999. Chapter 1, The Birth of Two Nations, 1947. In August 1947, the British Empire withdrew from the Indian subcontinent, giving rise to two independent nations, India and Pakistan. But the joy of freedom was drowned in a sea of violence. The Partition resulted in one of the largest and bloodiest mass migrations in history. Over 15 million people were displaced, and more than 1 million were killed. The seeds of the First War were sown in the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. At the time of partition, princely states could choose to join either India or Pakistan. Kashmir, a Muslim-majority state ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, Hari Singh, chose to remain independent, at least initially, but the situation soon spiraled. Chapter 2, The First Indo-Pak War, 1947 to 1948. In October 1947, tribal militias backed by Pakistan invaded Kashmir. Maharaja Hari Singh turned to India for help and signed the Instrument of Accession, officially joining India. Indian troops were airlifted to Srinagar, and the first war between India and Pakistan began. Heavy fighting ensued across the rugged terrain of Kashmir. Both countries suffered significant casualties. As winter set in, the conflict became more complex, with ceasefire lines drawn across the valley. In January 1949, under UN mediation, a ceasefire was declared. The Line of Control, or LOC, was established, dividing Kashmir into Indian-administered and Pakistani-administered zones. But the issue was far from resolved. The First War had ended, but a deep scar remained. Kashmir was now a flashpoint, and both nations claimed it in full. The stage was set for further conflict. Chapter 3, The 1965 War, a clash of ambitions. Fast forward to 1965. Pakistan, under President Ayub Khan, believed that unrest in Kashmir made it ripe for insurgency. Pakistan launched Operation Gibraltar, infiltrating soldiers disguised as locals into Indian Kashmir to incite rebellion. But the plan backfired. The local population did not rise, and India responded with force. The skirmishes escalated into a full-scale war. On September 6, 1965, India crossed the international border and attacked Lahore. For 17 days, the war raged across land and air, with tanks rolling through Punjab and fighter jets dueling in the skies. It was one of the largest tank battles since World War II. The world watched nervously as two young nations clashed with deadly intensity. Eventually, the Soviet Union and the United States pressured both sides into a ceasefire. The Tashkent Agreement, brokered by the USSR, was signed in January 1966. The war ended in a stalemate, but both sides claimed victory. The real loser was the common citizen, with thousands dead and no resolution to Kashmir. Chapter 4, The 1971 War, the birth of Bangladesh. The most defining war between India and Pakistan came in 1971. But this war wasn't about Kashmir. It was about East Pakistan. East and West Pakistan were separated by more than 1,000 miles of Indian territory. Despite having a larger population, East Pakistan felt politically and economically marginalized. In 1970, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's Awami League won a majority in Pakistan's national elections. But the military junta in West Pakistan refused to recognize the results. This triggered a massive political crisis. On March 25, 1971, the Pakistan Army launched Operation Searchlight, cracking down brutally on the Bengali population. What followed was a horrific campaign of violence, resulting in hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions fleeing into India. India, under Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, opened its borders to refugees and began preparing for intervention. On December 3, 1971, Pakistan preemptively attacked Indian air bases in the west. In response, India declared war. This time, India launched a swift and coordinated campaign on both the eastern and western fronts. In just 13 days, Indian forces, along with the Mukti Bahini, Bangladeshi freedom fighters, swept through East Pakistan. On December 16, 1971, Lieutenant General A.K. Niazi of Pakistan signed the Instrument of Surrender in Dhaka. Over 90,000 Pakistani soldiers were taken as prisoners of war. A new nation, Bangladesh, was born. This was a humiliating defeat for Pakistan and a major geopolitical victory for India. The 1971 war remains the most decisive conflict in South Asia's history. Chapter 5, The Simla Agreement, 1972. In July 1972, India and Pakistan met in Simla, Himachal Pradesh, to chart a new course. The Simla Agreement was signed by Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and Pakistani President Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. The two sides agreed to resolve issues bilaterally and maintain peace along the line of control. It was a diplomatic attempt to turn a page, but mistrust lingered. Chapter 6, The Siachen Conflict, 1984 to present. Narrator. In the early 1980s, another flashpoint emerged. Siachen Glacier, the world's highest battlefield. Both India and Pakistan claimed the glacier, but no troops had been stationed there. That changed in April 1984, when India launched Operation Meghdoot, occupying key passes before Pakistan could. This led to a brutal high-altitude standoff that continues even today. Soldiers face extreme weather, avalanches, and frostbite more than enemy fire. Though not a declared war, Siachen has claimed thousands of lives, mostly due to the harsh climate. Chapter 7, The Kargil War, 1999. The last major military conflict between India and Pakistan came in 1999 in Kargil, in Indian-administered Kashmir. Under the leadership of General Pervez Musharraf, Pakistani soldiers and militants crossed the LOC and occupied strategic heights in Kargil. India was taken by surprise, but quickly launched Operation Vijay. Over weeks of intense high-altitude fighting, Indian forces recaptured most of the lost territory. With mounting international pressure, especially from the United States, Pakistan was forced to withdraw. The Kargil War exposed the fragility of peace between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Chapter 8, The Nuclear Age and Peace Efforts. Both India and Pakistan conducted nuclear tests in 1998, raising the stakes of any future conflict. The same year, Prime Ministers Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Nawaz Sharif met in Lahore, promising peace. But Kargil shattered that dream. Despite this, efforts have continued. Dialogues, back-channel diplomacy, and people-to-people engagement. Yet, the shadow of war and mistrust remains. Chapter 9, Key Takeaways and Legacy. Between 1947 and 1999, India and Pakistan fought 4 wars, 3 over Kashmir, one over Bangladesh. Each left thousands dead, economies strained, and hearts hardened. These wars were not just battles of bullets and bombs. They were reflections of unresolved history, political failures, and deep-rooted identity crises. Today, India and Pakistan stand as nuclear powers, neighbors with intertwined destinies. While war has shaped their past, only dialogue and cooperation can shape a peaceful future. The story of India and Pakistan is not just one of conflict, it's also one of shared heritage and hope. As we look to the future, perhaps the most powerful weapon both nations can wield is peace. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know in the comments, what do you think it will take for India and Pakistan to truly find lasting peace?